Okay, good morning, folks. Welcome back to Feni for the Soul. And our guest today is none other than Salil Ankola. Now, Salil Ankola is, of course, a very popular name, but I'll still give a small introduction to Salil. He's there, right there on the screen, and very happy that he is with us today. Salil has been a former India fast bowler who troubled many batsmen and a very fine cricketer for the Mumbai cricket team. Later, of course, now he is very popular as a TV television actor. Uh, Salil made a very dramatic debut for the Mumbai cricket team. When in his first match against Gujarat, he took a hat trick and some 6 or 7 wickets in that match. But he started with a hat trick, and that caught the selector's eyes. And very next game against Baroda, he got some 7 wickets. And this is how he progressed. And later on in his career, also when he made his debut with none other than Sachin Tendulkar in that famous 1989 Indo-Pak series in the Karachi Test match. But before the Karachi Test match, he took as many as 8 wickets in a warm-up game. So that of course gave him the place in the Test team, and that's how he's always made these dramatic entries into his debut games. Later, unfortunately, we'll talk about it later, but because of an injury, he had to step out of international cricket at the young age of 28. But in domestic cricket, he's got a whopping 251 wickets, and 251, which is a combination of first class games and what we call list A games, which are, limited overs games. And 251 is a huge achievement if you ask any cricketer worth his salt. Later, he moved away from cricket and went into acting. Debuted with a movie with Sanjay Dutt called Kurukshetra in the year 2000, and with a star cast of Om Puri and Mahima Chaudhary and all that. And then he made several films. But most recently, he's made waves with this role as Surya Dev, in this very popular TV serial on Colors TV called Shani. And so let's start talking to the champion straight away. Good morning, Salil. So happy to talk to you today.
Yeah, yeah. Good morning, Rahul. Good to be here. Thanks for having me over on your show. I love the name of the show, Ferry for the Soul. There
Thank
was
you.
a point of time I used to love Ferry, but now I can't bring it anymore. But I love this, I love this go-on feel to it,
Yeah,
Ferry for the
absolutely.
Soul. Lovely.
Thank you. It's now, in fact, just to update you, it's now the official heritage drink. The government of Goa has given it the status of heritage drink, and I have friends in the business who are trying to give it a pan India, pan India
Oh,
and international status actually for the drink.
and it should be like, because
Sorry.
if tequila can get, if Kashasha can get, so should our Ferry because it's invented in our Goinche. Goinche.
Absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. Why should a wonderful drink like Feni not be as well known as a tequila or some other drink that is famous in the world? As in
Yes.
nation specific or region
Mm.
specific. You're right. Also, I must tell you, Salil, before we formally kick off, that I have wonderful memories of playing inter-college cricket against you on terrible matting wickets in Pune, where most of us in our
Yeah,
team have many bruises to show. At least we had bruises to
yeah,
show.
but I mean, you're the first person who's telling me like he has wonderful memories. Like usually it's not wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, come on. There's half the team had been bruised by your speed and accuracy on those batting wickets. So
Yeah.
wonderful. Anyway, let's kick off with this your debut 1989 series. What was wonderful is in the first game, in your first ODI, in the very first ball that you faced Imran Khan, and you stepped out and hit him over fine leg for a huge six. So, I mean, just
Yeah.
tell us about not only that six, but that memories of that 1989 tour.
I mean, like, see, wherever 1989 seems so long away. It's almost like 32 years back. But I still remember, like, yeah, we have this. Sachin was like 16 or
16 and a
16
half.
years and a half, and I was like 20 and a half or 21, something like
Yeah,
that.
20 and a half.
And we were so glad, and we were so kicked off, and we were so dumbfounded when we saw, all these Ravi and then Krishnamacharya Shrikant, Azharuddin, Maninder, Kapil Dev, Mohinder Amarnath. Yes, we used to hear them on commentary, sometimes see them on TV, and suddenly you're playing with them for India. Like, it was a beautiful tour. In fact, now we keep on, I keep on joking to Sachin that, ठीक है, maybe people won't remember me as a cricketer, but they'll always remember me in cricket that I made my debut with you. So that nobody can take it away from me. You know, that's the whole thing. Wonderful memories. I mean, like, it's been so long, but it feels like yesterday.
True. Also you were part of this magical Mumbai Ranji Trophy team. I mean, we all know how strong Mumbai has been in Indian cricket. But in the year 1995, I think under Tendulkar's captainship, you all won the Ranji Trophy. And I've got a photo to show the whole team. And the team had Sachin Tendulkar, Sanjay Manjrekar, Vinod Kambli, your dear friends Abhi Kuruvilla, Paras Mamre, your pace attack, and Sairaj and Nilesh as spinners. Yes. Almost an unbeatable team. I'll just show that photo and then we'll talk about that team. Tell us what was the magic of this side and the fun times you all had.
Fun times, I should be saying we had only fun. Whether it was on the field, on the wicket, while playing cricket, or off the field. And all these guys, we are like bum chums, Even till today, we still remember our days together. And this team, I think, it was so strong that we could have taken any team in the world at that moment. And we had a fantabulous captain in Sachin, because Sachin was in this. I still remember when he was captaining. He's the first captain whom I have seen and heard telling the groundsman that he wants grass on the wicket. I mean, I've never seen a captain do that. And when you have something like this, that gives the extra boost to your fast bowlers, and it shows the grit on which Sachin had, and it shows the confidence that we were going to score big always. And I mean, I loved playing those. I think they were the best playing years of my life, because in fact, I met Sachin about just a couple of months, 3-4 months back before this COVID thing happened. And I had gone to see that, Legends game. So post-match, we met together. We started talking at about 11:30 p.m. in the night. It was a day-night game. From 11:30, me and my wife and a few friends, Mr. Vijay Patil, we all started speaking. We went on talking till 4 a.m. and we didn't realize it. And we were like, and even Sachin was saying, just imagine Sachin, who's played 24 years of cricket, still says those are the best playing days of my life. Best cricket playing days. So, I mean, it's a big statement made by the legend himself, One of the best teams we had that time. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. But just what was the key ingredient of that bonhomie that the Mumbai team had? I mean, they were. I think was it because all of you were about the same age and abilities?
No. I don't think so. We had that typical Kharoos Mumbai attitude then. So the bowlers wanted to take wickets. The batsmen wanted to score big. In fact, when you see this team, you will see the batting lineup, and you can see the bowling lineup. Like Amol is also there, Like Amol, such a fantabulous batsman.
Absolutely.
Like Amol, Sachin, Kambli, and you have Jatin Paran's there, and you have so many other players, And I mean, एक बैट्समैन आउट किया तो दूसरा बैट्समैन लेते आई मीन the side would be like किसको आउट करें हम लोग क्या and then we started the pace attack. There was from one end me and Abhi then there was Sachin used to rotate the bowling, so me and Abhi, then suddenly Paras comes in. Paras used to bowl very long spells, so he used to be on one side and me and Abhi used to be on the other side, bowling very quick. So, and Pichara, Hamara spinners, they really got very little to bowl because we used to polish the side off before they came into bowl. So it was like Nilesh used to say. I mean, I met Nilesh also the other day, and he said, I used to wait till I get bowling कि जल्दी जल्दी wicket निकाल दो, अरे मिल गया एक wicket, you know. So because then because there was no second innings most of the time, we used to score big and then put them in, or we used to bowl them out first and then score big and get them out earlier. So most of the times in the matches we used to be like, you know, अरे यार I think ये 2.5 दिन में 3 दिन में खत्म हो जाएगा तो fourth day पे क्या करेंगे? Let's do something. So we used to be like that, you know, in the matches. And opposition used to be like, you know, ये 2.5 दिन के बाद ट्रेन का टिकट या प्लेन का टिकट निकाले क्या 3 दिन के बाद निकाले? They used to be saying like that. So it was wonderful times, you know, wonderful times.
Oh gosh, sheer domination. I know.
Absolutely, and I love that. I love that.
I can fully imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, coming to the next question, where I had spoken about it. Injury cut short your international career. It's well documented. At age 28. But on the domestic cricket front, you went on and served Mumbai for a very long time. 54 first-class games, some 75 one-day games in domestic cricket, and 251 wickets. Now that's a lot of wickets. But how did you deal with the disappointment of not playing a longer international innings? How did you deal with that disappointment?
I'll tell you one thing now. I mean, see, when I talk about this, it's not like, you know, I'm talking about sour grapes. I'm just saying, like, you know, I used to perform. I used to get dropped. I used to get picked again. I used to perform again. I used to get picked again. So, कभी के टाइम में ना एक ऐसी चीज हो गया था कि you know he has been anchored. He is drop करके वापस आएगा. Drop करके वापस. I think I have made the most amount of comeback in Indian cricket team. I think Jimmy Paji was मेरे पहले थे. उसके बाद मोहिंद्र अमरनाथ पाजी और I think he lives in Goa only. And yeah, and then after that, Jimmy Paji, I took over the mantle, like, you know, the most comeback. I'm proud of it. That means, like, you know, I was knocking there. And even when you're talking about the first class games, I think first class game, jitna I should have played, I didn't play because I was the 12th man in the international cricket. You know, if you would have calculated how many times I would have been 12th man in test matches and one days, I think test matches so aram se I would have played 50. I mean, 12th man pakad ke, and one day so I would have crossed about 150 or something of the sort. So that is the reason, like, you know, maybe I played a little less of first class because I was there. And when I was there in the Indian side, I was the 12th man. Sometimes even in the India A side, I used to be the 12th man. I really wouldn't understand why, because straight from Indian team, I used to go to India A, and India A, I used to be 12th man. So because but I never bothered about all this. You know, I'm not a part of a circus. I was never part of a circus. And coming to it, like, you know, the injury which happened to me was not because of cricket. Injury was because it was something like a bone tumor, which really could not be explained. In fact, again the same night, you know, I had very vague memories because after that I shut myself off from cricket for a long time. You know, because I couldn't play anymore. So I was exactly told what ball, whom we were playing against New Zealand, and I got that injury. One ball I bowled to Mark Wakebatch, a bouncer. The second ball I couldn't bowl because of the injury, and I never bowled for Mumbai or international cricket ever again. It was nothing to do with cricket. It happened. That's the reason I'm a full-time believer in destiny. It has to happen, and it will happen. So I'm a very big believer in that. So sometimes you should take everything in your stride. You know, life is full of surprises.
Lovely explanation. Thank you for that, Salil, and explaining that disappointment. Tell us, to make that transition from being an international cricketer to acting, you know, because it's such a big world, Bollywood, and to make your debut in a film like Kurukshetra with a big star cast, and then move on into the world of television also. How difficult was this transition?
See, Rahul, when you come to say now, For cricketers, acting is very difficult, and for actors, playing cricket is very difficult. For me, even till today, acting is a big task because I was meant to play cricket. Of course, I did work really hard for acting. I trained a lot because initially I started with television, and क्या था कि after I got injured, I had a wife, I had two small kids, I had to support them. I was only 12th pass. I was working with one company. Working means in the sense playing cricket for them, and Grace Mafatlal. And that much was not enough, And those days there was not too much of money involved in cricket. When I retired, that is the time money started coming in, you know. And so I had to support my family, I had to support my kids, my wife, my mom and dad were getting old. I was the only earning member of the family, so what to do? There was nothing else to do because I couldn't run after that for 2, 3 years, 2.5 years to be precise. So what am I supposed to do? So in '96, I was offered some films at the time of World Cup. So at this time, I was offered a television serial. So I said, okay, fine, money is good. I can start supporting my family again. But what about acting? So the big question is, what about acting? ना तो ना तो हमारे बाप दादा खानदान में किसने एक्टिंग किया है. So what am I supposed to do? But then that time I was very tally with Nana Patekar. So I called up Nana. I said, hey, what am I supposed to do? Okay, go and act there. I said, come, you bat and I'll bowl your bouncer. I said, you say which is difficult. For you, acting is easy. For me, it is difficult. For you, playing cricket is difficult. For me, acting is easy. They say, ha, now I understand. I say, yeah, you better tell me. I mean, this is the thing. I've been offered and this is my situation at the moment. So what am I supposed to do? Then he spoke to the director of the television series, and then he explained how to go about things. So next 4, 5 months, I trained a lot in voice. I trained a lot, and I used to shoot the scenes, record them. Then I used to see them, and believe me, it was not very nice to see me on screen because looking like a bloody fool on that on the screen, trying to do the dialogue. In fact. One good thing was yeah, I had a very good physique because being a sportsman, and my looks because of my mom and dad, they were good looking. So naturally, I was good looking. So I had a big female following at that time. So chal gaya. That's what I'm telling you again and again. This is how destiny works. This is how destiny works. I never thought I would be an actor, but I'd be. I still remember my first dialogue was "मैं आ रहा हूँ." And मैं आ रहा हूँ was I took about 44 retakes for that. So you can imagine what was the whole scenario. Director भी बहुत फंस गया था. अरे सर बोलिए ना, मैं के बाद बोलिए थोड़ा. So that is the whole thing.
Yeah. But I'm showing this photo again. Tell us about this role because this has caught the imagination of the public. People like this role of yours. And how much did you enjoy playing this, mythological character?
Yeah, this is the latest one which I did, the last one which I did called Karam Fatata Shani, in which I'm playing the role of Surya Dev, which is one of the main leads of Shani, Surya Dev and Sangya, mom and dad of Shani. And this was offered to me. It really took a lot of convincing for the producer, the director, and my wife. I had to be convinced by them, because I didn't want to do this role at all. Because mythology for one thing. Secondly, there were a lot of Sanskrit words in it. Because my Hindi is very that Mumbaiya Hindi, even now. And my wife is from Allahabad, so she's got brilliant Hindi. So Sanskrit words were there. The dialogues were, very, 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 what do you call Shuddha Hindi. And I was not used to that language at all. So, but doesn't matter, my wife said, we'll go through it, I will tell you. And of course, my wife helped me a lot because she's seen each and every scene cut take, and she used to be there with me at the time of shoots. And she used to tell me, this is the pronunciation, this is how you do it. So she helped me a lot. And luckily, it worked for me. Luckily it worked for me because I didn't think like I would be doing it justice to the role. The role was very powerful, but I didn't think that I thought like I was not I wouldn't be able to do justice to the role, so I really didn't want to take it up. But then my wife said like you've done so many things which you never had ever done. Do this also. So I listened to her. Okay.
Lovely, lovely.
Mm,
Talking about your, wife Ria, who's
yeah.
a doctor and a food therapist, now,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
both of you rocked that Amul live show,
Oh
cooking
yeah.
show the other day. My God, the number, it's making waves on social media. Now, tell
Yeah.
me, what role has Ria played with, bringing in what is it, food happiness into the family? Because all of you are being taken care by her, dietary equation. So just tell us about
Yeah, I'll
Ria's
tell you
magic.
one thing. Yeah. Ria's magic, I mean, whatever I say about her is less only because in the year 2012 and 13, when I was going through a very bad phase from 2009, 2008 onwards, I met Ria in 2012. 2012 and 13, I mean, I've survived that phase. I'm alive today only because of her. And I'm very lucky that I met her. See, again, then we go on to talk about destiny. I don't know how I met her. I met her on Facebook. There were so many friend requests, and 90% of them were girls. But out of those 1,000 friend requests, I don't know why I started talking to her. I have no idea. But apparently, like, when we clicked and all that stuff. So, and Ria is basically a doctor. She has she's worked with the UNICEF, WHO. She's worked with projects with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in the nutritionist, in the polio department, in a lot of other, um, uh, adult, like, for kids also, she's done dietary plans and all that stuff. So, and my family, for that matter, my eldest daughter, Sana, she is she started cooking also, and she's a brilliant cook. My son is a qualified chef, and he's done his degree from IHM Aurangabad and from England also. Um, and my youngest daughter, Rishika, she is a fantastic pastry chef. She wants to finish her 12th and go and learn pastry, and she wants to become a pastry chef. I I love cooking. I've been cooking from the 1991, and I was got into cooking only by somebody, Sandeep Patil. So me and Sandeep introduced me to cooking, and I learned cooking by default. So I love the cooking thing. So our full family, the whole day revolves about on food. Even last night when we were sleeping, we were discussing what will be there for breakfast. And before breakfast ends, like on the table, me and my kids were discussing, Papa, what should we get for lunch? Breakfast सामने है, but we keep on discussing about food. Oh yeah, that this is
Lovely, lovely
for
family
this.
photo I wanted to show you. Yeah,
That is my granddaughter,
that's right.
Rihanna.
Yeah, we're going to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
her. Yeah, Rihanna.
yes.
So yeah,
So this is, I think this is took just about a couple of weeks back. I think,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks to your
yeah.
Facebook. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that this is all taken by my wife. I mean, वो मैं उसके उसका चुरा के पोस्ट करते रहता हूँ. मैं कुछ नहीं करता हूँ. I don't do anything of this sort.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Even the Indian attire also worn by me. I mean, I was pushed into it by my wife and my kids. So I'm
Wonderful.
usually like the Konkani. What do you expect here? Jeans and a shorts and a t-shirt. What do you don't need anything more.
That's our regional and state dress. Yeah, shorts and
Trademark.
t-shirt.
That's a trademark. That's a
Trademark, trademark. I know.
absolutely.
Let
Yeah.
me show. Okay, moving on to finally, I want to bring in this. You just now mentioned Sandeep Patil as your Samdi, and
Hmm.
not many people will know that, and they'll be very pleasantly, surprised to know that
Hmm.
the two of you are in-laws now.
Hmm.
In that sense, or family. So Sandeep is the paternal grandfather to your granddaughter, and you're the maternal grandfather
Yes.
to Rihanna. So how has Rihanna changed your lives? I wanted to know that. One second. I have a nice photo here.
Uh,
Yeah. This is such a lovely photo, Salil.
Yeah, this is on her first birthday, you know, the last year that was on October 10th,
Yeah.
the first birthday. Like, just, you know, she had come in and, like, you know, there was a big party organized by Sandeep and Chirag and Sana. So, like, we had gone over there and it was so beautiful, actually, you know. And see, you can see the glee on me and Sandy's face. So, that explains it all. I mean, how important and how lovely she's been. Like, you know, the moment she's born till now, touchwood, it's all only been happiness. So I'm really so much in love again with her. Because, she's
Lovely.
such a
I'm
sweetheart.
also tempted to ask you because the
Hmm.
two of you are, cricketers. Besides
Huh.
Rihanna, I'm sure cricket is discussed. Or, then what normally is the flow of discussion? You know, if the two of you meet.
Me and Sandy, we meet. We never
Yeah.
talk about cricket at all.
Okay.
Never means never. We only, because Sandy is a very good cook. We talk about food and we just talk about anything and everything except for cricket.
Oh, nice.
Because कसं असतं ना की cricketers, we've been talking about cricket only all the time. So me and Sandy, we never talk about cricket. We only talk about food. We talk about anything else in the world except than cricket. And often nowadays it's only about Rihanna. Rihanna will like this. Rihanna will like this. I'm getting that for her, and I'm getting this for her. So that, and this is the conversation all the time. And my son, I mean, I call my son-in-law also my son only, Chirag. So my sons, they are not interested in cricket at all. I mean, Karan and Chirag are not cricket lovers at all. In fact, Karan played for a little bit of a good level, but he said that he just came to me and said, Papa, I don't want to play cricket. I don't like it. I said, okay, what do you like? I said, I like playing soccer, but there's no future in soccer in this country. Say, nowadays the kids are so focused, you know. They're like, this doesn't have, I mean, what are you going to get me later? Nothing. Okay, fine, I'm going to do this. Okay, fine, so it's your life. I've just got you into this world. So it doesn't, I don't have any rights on you, but I mean, you should do what you feel like. So I told him, do what you like. And he was a good cricketer, you know, very good cricketer, but it's okay. He doesn't like playing, so no point carrying on. No? Doesn't make sense.
True. Lovely. So I think it's we almost come to the end of this lovely interview. So very very happy that you agreed to come on the show, and so nice to connect with you. I'm been keeping
Anytime, man.
following you on Facebook, of course, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that I'd done an interview with you for the Times of India or the Pune Times many
Yes,
years
yes,
back.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember. I remember.
in the year 2000, I think, which is a good.
Yes, yes.
Oh no, yeah, a little earlier than that, yeah. And we had a photo shoot at Pune Club.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And I made you come and bowl and pose with the stumps and that kind of photos. I sadly don't have that photo with me.
Long, long time.
Anyway. So all the best, Salil, and a whole lot of love and warm regards to your family. Keep
Thank
smiling,
you
all of
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Likewise. I'll catch you when I come to Goa. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
Take care. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye,
Bye.
bye.